everybody, and welcome to this video. My name's Anglo, and today we're going to be doing the Bad Player's Guide to the Big Entente achievement. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I watch an achievement guide on YouTube, I always get a little bit lost on the certain parts and certain micromanagements since I'm not the best of players. So I thought, why not make a guide for players just like me? Are you worried about things like supply and train tracks? Well, worry no more. Do I like the supply feature? Yeah, it's cool. Do I know how it works? No, not really. Are we going to micro it? Hell no. Will we make train tracks because they're cool? Hell yeah, boy. Now, without further ado, onto the run. The other night when I watched a documentary about the Battle of Britain, they said that we were Fortress Britain, which got me thinking, what if the tables were turned and it was Fortress France? Following that logic, I followed my imagination and I came up with an idea and a game plan that seemed to work in my previous test run. So let's get started with our Fortress France run. Okie dokie. So starting off in this run, we want to do a few things first. Starting off with our research, we're going to go immediately down the civilian focus. This is going to be our prime thing. With the actual army research, we're going to have to leave that for later. Then we're going to come over here to our construction and our industry. We're going to go to civilian factory. We're going to build one in the Pyrenees, one down here, one in Aquitaine, one in Limousin, one in Poitou, one in Loire, Brittany. There we go. And then that's it. Just do civilians in this area. At least that's what worked for me. Next, we get our land forts. And we immediately go and build 5 of these forts on each tile, leading all the way up to the Maginot. And then I also want to do the same down here. Now, by doing this, we have 5 forts on each slot. Now, the reason why it's important is to put 5 forts is, although we have the focus, which we're now going to do, where is it? Just here. Although we can go down this focus tree, it only gives you 3 forts. And 3 forts on each tile is not enough to hold back. So putting that 5 there will really help you out. Now, with the whole fort support system here, we cannot do this until we're at 12% war support. So first things first, we're going to form the popular front, which is very, very important that we do so. That's going to take 70 days. Our mill factories aren't really that important. We're just going to bang them on like this, get rid of the tank, the armored core, and then bring on our fighters and our CAS. A lot of this run that I have found is going to be working with no fuel, at least until 1941. So, again, don't hold out much hope for the air support, but that's where the next step comes in. Remember how we did land forts here? In this construction order, by the time you get to here, all the focuses for the construction or extending the Maginot and so on will be done. Now we're going to come down here and we are going to put 3 forts in Africa, and then we're going to start doing 3 forts a pop with Switzerland. Because we're playing with historical focuses on to avoid any unsuspecting issues to occur, there is a high chance Germany will come in and take Switzerland, so we need to make sure this area here is secure. Next up with our recruit and deployment, we're going to come over here to the Division d'Infanterie, like so. Do 4 divisions, keep it on the infinite, put it on max priority, and then start the center point. Just bang it wherever you want, really. As long as it's in the homeland and you can recruit from it, that's perfect. As for the armies, that's a different story. Okay, so now we've got all of our armies selected and thrown into one big army. I'm going to half, half, half. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take every single division that relies on fuel, like so, and I'm going to put them in their own army, their own separate thing, because this way we can then focus on training our armies, gaining that army experience without losing more fuel than we already are. This 12 stack here, I'm going to assign them to De Gaulle, like so. De Gaulle is going to go have a nice holiday in Africa, and then these guys here, I'm going to organize them so we've at least got a decent layup here. Okie dokie, and just like that, we're going to set these front lines. So first and foremost, we want the Maginot covered. Secondly, we want the Alps covered. And then lastly, we want the Belgians covered. Again, the Belgians could fall, they might not. It's literally all comes down to guesswork. Apply them in general, so I'm going to go with Jean. Then I'm going to go with Henry. or Henri, and then we're going, wait, hold on, then we're going to go with Rene. Like, actually, no, we're going to go with Charles, because Charles actually has a, where is it? The Old Guard gives that entrenchment bonus, which is fantastic. And now everyone is going to move into their positions. Whilst everyone is about to move into their positions as well, we're going to get all of our air force together. Tunisia, Provence, Champagne, Nord-de-Pas-de-Calais, Normandy, Provence, Tunisia, and then everyone like that. Move them just into off of Paris. Reroute the whole navy, like so, to Brittany, just so everyone is here together, just so we're all prepared for future plans. I've now pressed the start button. Everyone's moving into position. Now, this man here, Jean, is a very, very good, helpful guy. But he's not the one that I'm wanting. Who's the one that I'm wanting? Nope, scratch that. He's the one that I'm wanting. There was someone else I was looking for. Yeah, no. With Jean, we can also, I believe, go for the unyielding defender, which should come very, very soon, I'd like to imagine. Whenever possible, always get unyielding defender on your generals. It's going to be very, very, very important when it comes time for everything to blow up. But for now, we're just going to sit and wait. See? This is definitely a bad player's guide because I've already done a bad player's thing. I forgot to supply a field marshal. This man here, Maxime Weygand, this man is a legend. He's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. We're going to assign him, and then once we get 15 command power, we will do unyielding defender. That's what I wanted. That's what I was looking for. This is definitely a bad player's guide, but trust me, it works. Especially for bad players like me. Now, before things get a little bit spicy, I will do a little bit breakdown. I'm going to put us on to speed 3, and I will do a breakdown of the game plan here. So, what we're going to do focus-wise is, we're going to form the Popular Front. Then we're going to reform labour laws. Then we're going to review, confirm, strengthen the Little Entente. Once we've done that, we're going to do Franco-Polish, invite Yugoslavia. No, sorry, join the Entente. That way, at this point, we'll have the Czechs, the Poles, and the British, and all of their colonies in a faction with us, and it will still be considered the Little Entente. So we are on track for said achievement. Then, next, we're going to take a break from that, and then we're going to head over to the Begin Rearmament. Once we've done that, we're going to absolutely blitz our way through the focuses until we get to extend the Maginot Line. At this point, Germany should have already declared on all of us, and we will then take that chance to invite the Yugos and the Romanians. By doing this, not only will it give you a chance to get ready for everything and prep, but it'll also give them more targets to worry about. If you are lucky, again, I've done 2 test runs of this, okay? In my first one, I was unlucky because the Poles capped and then the Romanians capped, and it all just sort of fell apart at that point. In my second run, I got very lucky, and the Brits did a naval invasion through the Netherlands, and everything worked out hunky-dory. Again, it all depends on your focuses, but fear not. If all of your allies here fall, just remember you have these forts to fall back on. We're also going to add another thing here that I completely forgot to mention. Anti-air. This thing here will save you pain and suffering from their never-ending air attacks, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set these up like so, and I want these guys to come into effect before we start to expand Switzerland and Tunisia. Because with these, again, remember, we don't have fuel. We will not have fuel. Our fuel will die out in a matter of like 40 days. So with this guarding the homeland, we are in safe hands. They will bomb everywhere else but us. So by doing this, we're completely safe. Even if everything else falls and all of our allies collapse, this here is our safe haven, right? Fortress France does not bow to no one, and it also gives us a chance to focus on our other focuses, such as this, which gets rid of the easy cap limit. It gets this, which gives us recruitable population, and gets this, which gets rid of the bad focus that screws us over for recruiting, which is this one here. So it all works out hand in hand. And then, unfortunately, it's not exactly an entertaining run, but you literally get the opportunity at this point just to wait it out and wait for the Soviet Union. Because again, AI Germany likes to do that wonderful, wonderful thing where it declares on everyone the second it gets a CB. So in theory, when the Soviets come knocking in the east, that'll be your time with the UK, yourself, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, and whoever else you've got in your faction to charge into Berlin. Again, thanks to the Czech forts, The Germans don't really know what to do when they're fighting everyone all at once. The Czechs survive, and a lot of the time they manage to hold out. I've seen the Germans do paratroops into to Prague, but they don't last very long in Prague. They often get wiped quite often, very, very quickly. So again, I'm just going to show you the highlights now of this run. I've given you the paperwork, the layout, the layout, and hopefully this run comes to fruition. Okay, so when this event pops up, you do not want to do this as an act of war, because it ends up triggering the communist supporters to start a civil war, which is very much against what we want. Not only that, it takes you out of the little entente that you can form and throws you into the Allies. So this is not what you want. I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory, but we want to go simple. We want to go with an issue, a diplomatic objection. It's very boring, but we need to do it. Also, Turkey. There's a chance Turkey may ask for Hatay back. Yeah, deny it. Don't give it to them. Again, I feel like having my land in the east has helped a lot. Focus-wise here, we're moving on to the next one. Reform the Labour laws? No, the Labour laws. There we go. We're gonna focus on this, and again, follow that path through. With our divisions that pump out, they'll be coming out every now and then, very far and few. Again, we don't have equipment. You are literally playing with scraps. But again, you've just got to kind of make it work. When the divisions come out, first we want to reinforce Hunzinger against the Belgian border. And then after that, what I actually normally do is I throw 2 infantry divisions just to support the African troops. And then the rest, we start forming a new army. And that new army is going to be placed on the Swiss border. Again, just in case the Germans get a little bit intrigued by the mountains of the Alps. Again, another event that focuses around the communists. Again, I'm not going to show any more of these, but I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory. We do not want communism. We do not want to side with the Soviet Union. Although it would make this campaign very, very easy, that's not the goal here. We are going for the little entente, so we're just going to ignore it. Go straight for the democracy focus. It hurts the stability, but we need to do it. Again, I'm not going to show any more of those. I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory, but stay democratic and just keep focusing down, or keep heading down these focuses that we are aiming for. 14 more days, and then we're going to immediately go on to the review foreign policy focus. Righto, so now that we've finished the review foreign policy focus here, we're going to move down here to confirm Eastern commitments. Nothing's changed with that. But with that focus completing, we do get 120 political power. And this political power is very, very precious, especially because we only get 0.24 a day. Now, in this moment, we do not want to spend it on anything. And the reason I say that is because we are desperately, desperately, desperately going to need to save this for when there's 12% war support. Now, the reason I say this is, okay, switching to partial when we get the opportunity will be very helpful. Getting the guy for political power gain would be very, very helpful. Yes, you're correct. However, I have found it's better to wait until we finish begin rearmament and the defensive focus, because once that happens, we can come to Chief of Army and we can get Maxime Weygand as our leader here, and it not only gives us the 0.9 daily for the army experience, but it also gives our divisions an extra 10% boost, and that extra 10% works amazingly, especially against these German divisions that are hyped up, that are very, very good, very, very strong. So we're going to need to hold off and try and control our political power spending for now. So just taking this moment here to chip in a little bit as well. We do get the Spain requests aid event when the civil war does strike. I'm actually going to refuse because we do want to try and keep as much political power as possible. Again, it'd be good to help them out, but I feel like that's only really a good idea if you are trying to go communist. Again, it does give you a boost in popularity for communism, so we do want to avoid that as much as possible. And like I said, PP is precious. The PP is precious and we need to protect it. So no Parasan or Pazaran. We need to just ignore this and we need to go. We cannot risk our own political stability to aid them. Also having a quick gander around at the situation. As you can see, our army over here is starting to turn into an 18 stack. I'm going to stop this at 20. Refill this to this is 24. Throw another 2 at Charles de Gaulle, so that sits at a 16, and then I'm going to start building another army, a 6th army. I'm actually going to break that up into 2 10 units, so I'm going to have 2 new armies, 110, 110, because we're going to need those guys for Italy. Okay, so if you guys find yourselves in this situation as I am, because this wasn't in my test run, okay, so I've just finished this. which gives the UK and all their allies, lead them to join our faction of the little Entente. The Axis haven't done Austria just yet, which is good. That's in our favour. But the war support hasn't grown. The war support is still pretty high, okay? So, rather now, because at this point, like I referred to earlier, we'd be jumping onto this, but we need 12%. So, we're just going to go straight in. We need to expand the faction as soon as possible. We're going to invite Yugoslavia to the fold as well in 70 days from now. And then once that finishes, if this is still at 11 and not at 12, we will, at that point, invite the Romanians. And again, if it still persists at that point, we will then go to foreign guest workers so we can get a recruitment population factor of plus 25%, because we are starting to run quite low now. Again, it's not just fuel that's going to be at 0 a lot of the time. It is our manpower as well. Okay, so that means when we do micro, when we're doing our invasions and such like that, or defending, we do have to be very, very careful and very tedious about what we do. That's why most of the time you're going to be defending until the moment is just right. Also, after we have finished the focuses down here to extend the Maginot Line, we're then going to come down here and do construction engineering, because that gives us a plus 20% boost on the anti-air and the forts, which can speed up the construction of things a lot quicker. So again, it's not exactly the most interactive playthrough. It's not exactly the most engaging, but hey, if you want that achievement, go and get it. Righto, so where it stands now in 37 on September 37, thanks to the Japanese starting on the Chinese, the war support now has risen just enough for us to be able to focus on the military aspect. We have just completed this. So as of right now, we have everyone we could possibly want in the little Entente. We're going to come over here to begin rearmament. That will give us the mill factories that we will throw into our into our artillery and our trucks, so we can start getting our units properly equipped. Looking at the faction map as well, as things stand, this is the little Entente. We're in a very, very good position outside of just having us and the Czechs. I feel like we could potentially contend with the Axis right now, since it's just Germany, and they haven't even done the Austrian focus, which is fantastic. Again, I do have historical I do have historical focuses on. I just realized I clicked on Austria and I was looking at, why isn't that Adolf? Why is that not Addy? I was so confused. Hatay will remain part of Syria. Sorry, Turkey. As you can see, we've got 300 PP. So what I'm going to do now is I can actually use some of this. I'm actually in a position now where I can use some of this. So I'm going to come to Captain of Industry, because he's going to help us with our railways, refinery, and everything else. Or should I go Quartermaster? Air base, naval base. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Oh, financial expert. Consumer goods. Ah, that's fantastic. Vincent Auriol, we will go for him. And then again, that remaining 150 we will keep, because we need to wait for that so that we can recruit Maxim. But again, that all depends on finishing the focus for defense, which we will get in 140 days in total. After we push down here, again, like I reiterated earlier, we'll come down here and do construction engineering. Once most of our forts are done, I feel like we'll be in a comfortable place where we can defend successfully, and then we'll go to foreign guest workers so we can actually fix this recruitable population, because we do have currently 0 manpower, and any remaining manpower that does come through and funnels through immediately gets sent into these divisions that I am trying to fund. And I will put Henri Friedenberg. Hello, Mr. Henri. We're going to go to Toulon. Fantastic. So at this point, things are running a little bit slow. I don't know if it's my run in particular, but the Germans still haven't absorbed the Austrians, which is interesting. We finished our defensive focus, though. We are going to click next on methodolic. I can't even English. Oh, my wow. Okay. I can't! Methodical battle. Wow, it's so hard being dyslexic. What the fuck is wrong with me? But anyway, we're going to click on Meth Battle. You know what? That's easy. We're just going to call it Meth. We're going to go with Meth Battle. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to select Weygand. Now that we've finally got him, thankfully we now have that division defense boost. Hungary wants the right to rearm. That's not happening. We're not going to let them do that. We're going to put a blockade on them. I'm going to recruit some of these troops. No, I don't want another one. Recruit some more of these troops and throw them down here into our army at Toulon. As you can see, we're already prepping the naval invasion onto Rome. I'm going to bring my navy now all the way around from Brittany. I'm going to plant them down here in Marseille, and we're going to start prepping for that. Oh, speak of the devil, it's finally been absorbed. We need to start preparing because things are about to heat right up. Okay, so things are starting to heat up now. The German Reich is actually justified against us or our allies, which means they are now going after the Czechs. They're probably going for the Sudetenland or Danzig, one of the two. But we are already, I do believe we've got good numbers. The Germans do have enough troops to guard certain borders. I'd like to believe the Poles could defend themselves. I don't know. In terms of self-defense, we've done all of our forts. I decided to move my Gabe forts up since they were only 3 pips each. And since the focus for, where is it, fortification focus here, since that gives a boost in land fort construction speed by 10%, that helps us out quite a bit. So by doing that, pretty much all of our forts are done. If I click here, you'll see that we've got 5s all the way up here. 5 is here. These guys are about to be done, and I've got my 3, and I've got 1 more in Gabe that I completely forgot to move up. Where is Gabe? There we go. Gabe, I'll throw that up to the top. And just like that, these guys are about to finish up and wrap up. So we are just in time. The only downside and the only real worry that we have to worry about now is air power. Because again, we don't have manpower to restock our aircraft. We really are underprepared in that aspect of things. But hopefully by now, we should be in a safe place. The Italian threat shouldn't be much of a threat. They are bordered against us. They are bordered against the Yugoslavians. I imagine they're going to rush their troops desperately into Albania to also deal with the Yugos when they join in. We've got these forts here to try and deter the Italians, but I don't think the Italians are going to be much of a threat. And the reason why I say that is because when we land in central Italy, they're going to route all their troops from the south, from Libya and from Ethiopia. Wow, they've got tons of their troops down here, to the mainland, right? And I'm hoping that I'll be able to use my Alpine troops here to actually join the port here and rush to central Italy to help out the invasion force. The Italians will be busy in the north and the south trying to rout it, and then we can set up our second invasion here and land just off the coast of Palermo, and hopefully we can get the Italians out of the war nice and easy. Also, another thing very, very quickly, we are sitting at 19% war support, and we do have 186 PP, which means we're now going to come down to civilian economy and boost us up to early mode. Again, it's not that big of a difference, but it helps speed things up a hell of a lot, which means the quicker we can get these forts done, the quicker we can get onto our anti-air, and the quicker we don't have to worry about wasting what fuel we do have. Again, the idea is, I haven't got to the stage where the Japanese really get involved in my test runs, at least, but if we can, the idea is once we've secured Africa, and once we've got like a decent standpoint for defending against the Italians, build loads and loads and loads of oil refineries in Africa, both west and north, as well as Indochina, and just use that to our benefit to try and fuel the Air Force, because we are going to need a lot of cash to pummel the German divisions into submission. I'm also going to come over here to my recruit and deploy and change my division, the Infanterie, and I'm literally just going to add an artillery unit here, and I don't have anything else just here because I haven't researched any of that just yet. Again, with the researching, I'm trying my best to stay on the civil because we want to get everything built as soon as possible, but I have done the infantry equipment up to this point, as well as my artillery up to this point. And so it begins. The Munich Conference happens. The Germans demand the Sudetenland. They have refused. They are going to get their thing, so now we're going to wait. We're going to wait. I imagine that they are, yep, there they go, declared. We're going to join, like so. And then once we've joined, we are going to go to the war tab when it pops up. There we go. And we are going to bring everyone in. Like so. The Yugos have joined. I haven't got the notification for the Poles or the UK just yet, which is kind of saddening. But we are in a good position here. For some reason, my 12 stack has disappeared. Or my 16 stack has disappeared to a 12 stack. I imagine that's down to attrition. I do need to pull back now on my actual division templates. And once this is done, or sorry, once this focus here for the extension is done, I'm actually going to build a railway like that, and then just chuck a supply box. Do I know if that works? No. But does it make the orange disappear and go green? Yes. That's enough for me. We have got a bunch of expeditionaries here from the Brits. We're going to accept those. We're going to grab those. We're going to shove them into a new army. And these expeditionaries are actually going to go to the Yugos and help out. Will they be able to help out a lot? No, probably not. But it'll be able to add enough of a defense. They are British units, so I'd like to imagine they're half decent. And we are going to throw them under Antoine. There we go. Righto, so up to this point, I have not touched anything related to the intelligence agency. However, now that we have finished our focus that gives us all these bonuses, I am now going to do what I said I would do, come down to construction engineering, which basically gives us a boost for everything building related, okay? We're going to click on that, and now, because we're not going to need as many factories because we've got all these boosts together, I'm going to create the agency, and with this agency I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on Germany because we are going to need to understand the ins and outs of their manpower stockpile and how many troops they have. Right now there's a lot of red, which is not ideal, but if we can just keep grinding them and grinding them and grinding them down to the ground, that would be fantastic. Also, to stop my divisions down here from losing even more, I've also gone ahead and set up the bridge or the railroad along with a supply point in Garbe. I've also going to build a supply point here in the Alps because we are tanking a lot of org up here, so we want to get on top of that as soon as possible. The UK has deliberately called the Poles into the battle. The Romanians are already here to assist in the offensive. Hopefully that also means that the Königsberg area, this whole area here, will fall and will give the Poles the advantage that they need. Unfortunately, they aren't pushing. I'm hoping this doesn't mean that we are going to get a Pole capitulation. We've got the Czechs pushing in now with the assistance of the Poles and the Romanians. Can they get Berlin? Who knows? But we are set up for victory. We just need to be careful and prepared for when the Italians decide to join. Again, which is why we've got this here, because we want to get them in and out as soon as possible so that it doesn't cause too much of a disruption. Oh boy, look at the green. So as it stands, the Poles and the Czechs are going to do a lot of the labor for us. They're already halfway to Berlin, which is fantastic. The Romanians are doing a lot of legwork as well. The British expeditionaries are doing absolutely fantastic, keeping them at bay in Austria. And the funny thing is, they can't even bring the troops here back from defending for the sole reasoning is that they need to protect this. And you know what? Although I don't exactly have manpower to play with, Charles Hunsinger, just for the sake of assisting and memeing, I'm going to put you on aggressive. You're going to get on a boat, and you, my friend, are going to head over here to Prussia, and we're going to start taking out the Prussian region. Why not? You know, you might as well get involved. I'm going to get more army experience, which means we can throw some experience into our military doctrine. We can't deploy our navy because we haven't got the manpower, but minor details. You know, it really was perfect timing when we chose to bring our troops and put Hunsinger in Poland, because although we managed to get pushed back, we managed to retain the small amounts of forts that were built here. They had all of their troops focused in Czech that they actually forgot to protect their own borders. So with Hunsinger here, hopefully he will provide a decent enough defense to warrant a German offensive failing and not even attempting. Hopefully it will scare them into submission. Again, our expeditionary forces here in the south in Austria are starting to progress now, because the Germans are putting all of their forces here in the north against us in Poland, as well as guarding against the Czech, Romanian and the Polish forces. My only worry is that Hungary's going to join, and the surprise of Hungary might hurt us quite a bit. So what I'm actually planning on doing is, again, once we've got Italy in and out as soon as possible, I'm going to immediately move all my troops from here. Although, to be fair, I kind of want to put them there ready already. I kind of want to do prep for that. You know what? Just as a safety precaution, I feel like I might do that. Yeah, I'm going to line them up here like this and have them prepared. Bulgaria is interested. Hungary is interested, but we need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. We do not have any troops now to assist in the invasion of Italy, but our construction is coming along nicely. I'm going to get rid of the Savoyan hub, and right now I'm going to focus on getting that Garbe fort done, or that Garbe supply line done, along with also finishing up our anti-air to try and protect our aircraft. We seem to be safe for now, but you never know what's around the corner. Get the Mars in as well. Recruit our spy, who will go by the name of Etienne Dubail. Dubail? I don't know. French is difficult, and send him to Berlin. And it seems we've triggered an event, which is amazing because he actually gives loads of bonuses. Hitler has been assassinated by the German people. So I believe that means Himmler is in charge now? Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, Goering. Goering's in charge now. Hermann Goering is in charge of the Axis, is in charge of Germany, and he doesn't give them any bonuses. Because I remember Hitler gives like a stability bonus and war support bonus and all that type of stuff. So they no longer have that. The Germans are running us into, or running themselves into the ground rather. And I'm currently, although it's slowing down my fortifications and supply against the Italians, I'm actually researching this so we can decrypt the Germans a lot quicker, because with base decryption 462, with the computer and machine assisted, then we can actually speed things up a hell of a lot more and get this done in like 200 days. The second I can decrypt them, we'll hopefully be in a position where I can activate it, and for those 30 days, we can decimate the Germans and get this done nice and quick. Righto, and the moment we were waiting for has finally triggered. The Italians have joined the conflict. It's a bit of a pain because the Yugos have done a good job pushing the Germans up to this point and causing a lot of grief for them. I did move my divisions up here to deal with this little pocket, but evidently it was a bit of a mistaken idea. I'm now rushing all the way back to defend against where are we? Defend against the Italians. I'm doing my level best now to send in my invasion force to hopefully take out the capital. I'm going to do a Lend-Lease with the Czechs and the Poles, bring our operative in here, and we shall put her in Rome. I'm also going to wait for my decryption to hit in 2 days, and I'm actually going to start doing the Italians now. So hopefully within 200 days or less than a year, we will be able to have a decryption on Italy and Germany. And now these guys are going to start going full force. I'm actually going to put my focus on the Air Force for those in the south, like so, just because I do want that dealt with ASAP. With the assistance of the British Navy, our naval invasion should be moving. I don't know why it's not. Oh, it is moving. Okay, never mind. We are motion. We are stuck in motion. That's fantastic. I kind of want to pull my troops away, but at the same time, I don't. We are about to land in Rome, or just off the coast of Rome. I'm not sure how effective this is actually going to be, but one can only find out in the moment. I'm going to send one immediately into Rome, send you guys, or send most of you to Rome, send one round the mountains like so. Do our best to cut them off nice and early. You guys go up to Livorno, you guys go around just to below Florence, and then you guys kind of worm your way round there. That way we have a decent landing. I'm then going to send these guys, rather than doing a system, I'm actually going to do a secondary naval invasion, this time off the coast of Palermo. Another thing is, now that we built our little supply box and our train network in the south, we also now have that assistance, thankfully, for these guys to stay fueled so we can fund that attack on the Italians in North Africa. These guys here are treading on thin lines, as it were. I'm going to have my guys on the west start attacking. My guys on the east have finally arrived, and they're going to start giving them a hard time. Unfortunately, a good chunk of divisions here have been lost. The offensive in the eastern front is looking a little bit dangerous as well. I'm hoping they can hold on. Again, Italy is the problem. I just need to get Italy in and out as soon as possible, and I don't know how effective this strategy is going to be. I'm starting to stress. I will be honest, I'm starting to stress because I want them to do this as soon as possible. Also, since we're now at war with the Italians and most of our fortifications are done, I've decided to pull off of the construction focus and head straight to foreign guest workers. I need that recruitable population. We are going to lose a good chunk of our land in Italy. I am stressing about that, but I'm hoping we'll be able to land ourselves a good spot here to hopefully get most of it back. I want these guys to now start pushing through forward to Genoa. I need to get these Italians dealt with as soon as possible because we are losing territory really, really badly right now. The Germans are doing a very, very good job at pushing us back, especially here in Prussia, and I can't do anything about it because the Poles are too busy helping defend Yugo, which is not good at all. We are doing a semi-successful push here in the south. The infantry are going to come around like that. I want my motor corps to divide in half, and I'm going to send them around to Tripoli, hopefully block these guys, and once we've managed to push back the Italians in North Africa, we can route them back up to try and help out. The naval invasion into Palermo is taking too long. 42 days does not seem long, but for me, it is terribly long. Okay, although it's not very good, we are about to lose Rome. Our invasion force into central Italy sadly did not survive long enough to actually take a notable effect. We are sending our troops in. I am trying to rush northern Italy as soon as possible, because the sooner we can unite this front, the sooner we can get the Yugos back on track. Our army here is grinding into a pulp. We are slowly but surely making decent moves on the Italians, getting them out. We just need to get this port, and then that part can be dealt with. These guys are doing a good job at dealing with the lot in Albania, and our forces over here have just come to a stop, but we're doing a fantastic job at moving through northern Italy and securing Tunisia. Our troops down in the south, our 6-stack, probably won't last very long, but the invasion into Sicily has become a success, I want to say. Again, we just need to take Palermo and hopefully blockade the island. And then once we've got the island under control, everything should be hunky-dory. The Navy is now, since we pretty much null on fuel, what we do doesn't really matter. We do have the British Navy to back us off. So I'm literally just going to go right here, and we're going to do convoy raiding in the Adriatic. Hopefully that will help us out a little bit. We do also have, or we did also have, air superiority. Now, not so much. With the assistance of our fast building, I'm going to start pulling out and put a focus here in Piedmont for our artillery, or sorry, our anti-air, and hopefully by doing that, things will speed up to a point of where we don't have much of an opposition when it comes to air power. My only real worries now are Prussia and down here against the Yugos in Istria and Austria. What happens, happens. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep this video nice and concise for you guys, because I don't want you guys, you know, watching like a 50-minute video. I'm going to try my best to keep this under half an hour. It's probably way more than half an hour. I'm sorry if it's super long. It's time. I'm going to launch an offensive. Whether or not this one works, I have no idea. But we are being pushed in the east, so I need to try and push in the west. They are a very, very low org. I'm hoping this is going to work. Come on, Hunsinger. That's a lot of green. That's a lot of green, and I don't know how effective this is going to be, but I'm just gonna let it roll. I'm just gonna let this game plan roll. If it fails, it fails. If it don't, it don't. If it does, it does. I don't know. We're just gonna roll with it. So far, so good, though. It seems like the Italians have achieved the impossible. They managed to prove such an important distraction that the Polish front ended up falling. Things are not looking too hot, if I'm going to be completely honest here. The attack didn't go as well as I thought it would, so I'm having to route my troops now to where they are lining up to protect Warsaw. Again, I want the Poles to stay active. I've deliberately finished our focus for foreign guest workers, so recruitable population is now starting to rise. Invest in our weaker allies by giving them all 2 military factories, which is going to be very, very helpful. The Brits are doing nothing. Like, the UK is doing absolutely nothing. They're contributing nothing to this. They are more focused on dealing with Africa than anything else, which is very, very annoying and unfortunate, but we're going to try and make this work. We've nearly secured northern Italy, which means soon we'll be in a position to where we can focus on moving north. So unfortunately, this run isn't turning out as smooth as I'd like it to be. The Brits invaded in the north, but that's turning into a bit of a failure. I can invite the Lithuanians in. It's probably not going to do much, but you know what? Just for the sake of it, I'll invite them in. The Soviet Union just declared war on Poland, so I had to pull out all my troops and prepare for Hungary, now that Hungary is now part of this, which is not a very good scenario for us. I'm still struggling with Italy, and in all honesty, the Italians are driving me mad. I just want them out the war already. They are genuinely driving me bonkers. I am losing my mind. I want it all to end, but it won't end. Enemies, the Soviet Union. Yeah, I'm not... You want me to go with the Soviet Union as well? Please, Poland, don't sacrifice the whole faction just for yourself. I'm genuinely begging you. Please. I don't want Romania... Wait, Romania just turned fascist. But they're in our faction. I'm not going to kick them. I refuse to kick them. I'm hoping Romania can help us here. I'm hoping Romania can help us. Okay, so brief update. The Italians have pulled back some of their troops to try and support elsewhere because the Danish and the Norwegians have just been called in because Germany declared on both of them. And I'm going to file this cipher once more. To make sure this video doesn't go over like an hour long, because it's clearly past half an hour, so again, sorry for that. But to make sure, I'm literally just going to fill you on the big updates, like once we've taken Italy, once we've recovered, so on and so forth. I don't want to block you so much. Again, most of the legwork of this guide is literally based in the setting up of the foundations at the beginning. Everything else is pretty much RNG. How lucky you get, how unlucky you get. So far, I'm very lucky because the Germans haven't called in the Bulgarians, but that can change in a matter of seconds. So again, it all relies on RNG. So a blessing in disguise has just happened. Not only have we managed to finally worm our way down here to Rome, but we've also landed a naval invasion in the north, and Germany just completed the focus and declared upon the Soviet Union. That's both a curse and a blessing to us because the Soviet Union are also at war with us, but that also means the Soviet Union now have open access to Poland. I don't know how this is going to go. This is the most bizarre playthrough I've ever done. But yeah. Perfect. Just in time. We just got 17 expeditionaries from Poland. I'm going to hand them straight over to Maurice, and we're going to send them over here to aid the English. Hopefully, if the British can cave, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping Maurice will do well. I'm going to give him the unyielding defender just in case. And my general over here, I'm going to give infantry expert, which is well deserved, I'd like to think. And then once these guys arrive, they're going to hopefully give the Germans a beating. I've put my troops over here on push. We're pushing down in the south. I can't seem to get the naval invasion to work. I have got air superiority and everything, but evidently it's not enough. I'm hoping I can somehow turn that around. But overall, I'd like to think Italy are about to be out of the picture. I'm going to do my level best now just to get them sorted so we can focus on this whole thing. Because at the end of the day, we need to get this secured. Otherwise, the Soviet Union is going to take away all of our points. As it stands now, we've got most of them. I don't know what the Soviet Union have got in comparison, but we need to turn this around ASAP. We've only got 25% war score. Ah, finally, the blessing in disguise has appeared. Italy has finally collapsed. For the moment, there's no guarantee that they're definitely going to stay collapsed, so I'm going to take the advantage of this right now. I'm going to get everyone to route to Naples, and I'm going to get everyone to Denmark. Right now, this is priority numero uno. I want them to go to Odense. I'm going to launch a naval invasion just off the coast of Stettin, and hopefully we can get into Berlin and just end this fast, because this is painfully slow now. This is driving me insane. You just know. Sometimes you just know your playthrough is what equates to the situation of nutty. When you've got Norwegians walking into Berlin. What in the ever-loving hell is going on? I don't know. I don't understand anymore. And there's not even anything I can do because my troops are doing absolutely nothing productive because they're on the ship still. These divisions here, although they're in my name, they're actually earning war score for the Polish because it's the Polish who are the ones who are fighting because they're expeditionaries. Oh, my dear. You know what? Pull out of here. We're not going to have you do a naval invasion anymore. I'm going to have you go right here. I want a French flag over Berlin. No matter the cost. Oh, great. They're British expeditionaries. Should have thought about that. Well done. Great ideas, dude. Great ideas. You're thinking fantastically here. The Brits are now doing naval invasions. We'll get the US to move their troops through. Oh, dearie me. I need this. I need this victory. I need this victory and I need it in my name. Finally, our troops have landed. I've got my cavalry and I've got my motorized trying to sink their teeth now into here. I've got my air force providing some of that CAS. Not much, but it's something. I need to secure Berlin. Berlin has to fall and it has to be by my French division. It has to be by the Purple Army. I will do everything in my power. There you go. Come on, straight into Berlin. Straight into Berlin. Is it finally game over? Please, please, let me have this. Let me have this, please. I forgot it's not that simple, is it? They've moved to Vienna, and then they're going to move it to Frankfurt, and then they're going to move it to Hanover. They're just going to bounce all over the place like a bloody kangaroo. Okay, right, we'll work our way down to Dresden. Let's get moving. That's fantastic. It seems with the help of the British sieging and liberating Poland, and us liberating and taking territories here in Western Germany as well, we are slowly but surely finally finishing this. It is such a relief. Honestly, I was genuinely starting to get such a big headache and was about to lose my mind out of pure frustration because it was just taking so damn long. However, things seem to be going well for the moment. Good. Denmark will keep accepting. We'll take what's rightfully ours. Fantastic. We are looking very good in this peace deal with 30% for us and our progress, our participation. We are starting to feel it now. Our org is slowly starting to struggle. We are very much overstretched and I do need another army. I'm actually going to pull Hunsinger out from here and send him over here to help out. Because if I can get Hunsinger to help liberate the east and have my army on the other side taking the west, I think things should be very, very successful. I just need to get Hunsinger out and over there. So it seems the Lithuanians have finally decided to cap, but we are almost done with the Germans. They're literally going to camp any moment. I just need to take Vienna and then it's game over for them. I'm going to see if I can't fast track my way to Vienna, because obviously the quicker I can take it, the better. Or even Munich. I'd like to see maybe if taking Munich will solidify things. Probably not, but again, I just want to double check. These guys here, in this region here, they're incredible. I don't know how they're holding down with like 0 supply, but they are. Oh, and not to mention air support as well. I'm amazed, man. The Germans are just next level. I don't understand how they can survive for so long. I'm genuinely bewildered. Okie dokie, it's slowly but surely nearing the end. We're about to finish them off here on the western front, and on the eastern front we are noodling our way along, slowly but surely working our way to Wales and then into Vienna. Whether or not we get to Vienna, that's a different story, but I'm hoping this can all just come to an end now, because in all honesty, I'm starting to lose my mind because it is painfully slow. We're at 31%. The Brits are at 20%, which takes it up to 51%. Then you've got 12, 11, and then the rest of it's made up of the Soviet Union. Speaking of, Germany are at 20%, so I think at the end of the day, we are actually going to finally have a cap, especially once we take this last fort. So I'm going to put my all into finishing the job. That's all done, so I'm hoping now at the end of the 23rd, we'll finally be able to piece them out. There we go, and it's finally happened. My only worry now is about how it's going to happen with the Soviet Union, but let's wait and see. There we go, and that's the peace treaty, the Treaty of Vienna, which walked out like this. To achieve the achievement, it's to make sure that Germany, the whole of Germany, is split up between you and your puppets, or your allies in the Little Entente. And as it stands, of course it does, as you see. This is all part of German land. The only reason it doesn't show so is because of the Soviet Union. And I'm not about to sit here and go against the Soviets. I'm going to be honest with you. I really can't be asked to fight the Soviets until like 1945 or something ridiculous. But there you go. Little Entente achievement. Now Big Entente. This achievement's given me an absolute headache. I hope you've enjoyed this guide of sorts. I'm going to be honest, the first half was a guide. The second half was just mindless panic. Remember, this is the bad player's guide. I'm no expert, but this is kind of what got me to where I am and got me to achieve the achievement. If you want to see more from me with doing this type of thing, leave a comment down below. This is my first attempt at doing a guide, so I probably missed a lot, so forgive me for that. And again, I'm sorry it was over an hour. It's probably over an hour. I don't know. I'm going to have to look in editing. The goal was to keep it under half an hour. That evidently didn't happen. I'm hoping I can make a shorter one in the future. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Again, comment down below if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!